3, 2, 1, go.
Bread, tea bags, milk, all essential parts of everyday life, not just in Dumfries and Galloway, but across the nation. But the costs of them vary greatly. Those are the findings of a survey released today by Citizens Advice Service Scotland. And we're here in the offices in Dumfries, where I'm joined by Sue and by Dan to discuss those findings. So, guys, I have to ask the question, a huge variance in prices across Dumfries and Galloway. Were we surprised by those findings?
I'm not sure that we were necessarily surprised, because I think as consumers we all know that prices vary. I think we were more shocked at the really significant differences in the basket of goods that we were shopping for. From the cheapest to the most expensive, there was a 55% increase. And I think that's what surprised us, rather than that there was variation.
I mean, if we look at the actual items that are in here, Dan, I mean, they are essential items. It's not like we've gone for luxury items, but what I did get surprised was nappies. The lack of availability in some of the more remoter areas in Dumfries and Galloway. I mean, you think that's essential for young families.
It's a real worry for young families, especially those that don't have access to a car to go and shop around. And it can cause a really big issue within a family. A hard enough time as it is when you've got young children. If you're trying to get the shopping bag together and this absolute essential, it's not something you can do without after all. And we've got these swathes of areas that just don't stock nappies. Maybe there isn't enough profit in them. There are probably reasons behind it. But it was a really surprising finding of the overall project.
I mean, what can we do as consumers to try and readdress this balance? Because it's not always just a case of shopping clever. Because, I mean, there's a lot of these things that we've seen, some of the remote areas, the price differences are just differential. I mean, is that down to the cost of getting the product to market? Is it the fact that people are taking advantage of the fact that it might be a small one-shop place? I mean, was there any telltale signs?
I think what we noticed was where there was less choice of places to shop, the prices were higher, which would suggest that those particular shops are inflating their prices because they can. Whereas in somewhere like Dumfries, there was less variation in prices, but then of course there's much more competition. So our feeling is it's related to competition. There will be other factors such as distribution costs, and we're going to be contacting the retailers, particularly those who've not promoted this quite so well, to ask what the reasons for that are, to see if anything can be done, because it's easy to say people can shop around. If there isn't any choice, and if you don't have transport, you're not going to be able to travel the 43 miles from Sanquhar to Annan to shop in a cheaper shop, because it's just not practical. So I think it's important for an organisation like Dumfries and Galloway Citizens Advice Service to have be a voice for the consumer and to lobby along with Citizens Advice Scotland and try and bring about change.
And Dan, just in close, I mean, this is also just the first part of the project. What's the next step?
We want to look into transport costs, both public transport and the price of petrol in the area, to look at essential journeys in the same way we've looked at an essential basket of goods, things that you can't live without, your hospital appointment, coming to sign on effectively. Not just how much it costs to move around Dumfries and Galloway, but the lack of availability. We suspect the not great integrated thinking on timetabling, and especially in rural areas, could be that the same people are hit twice over. They're hit for the food and they're also hit for the transport. We'll wait and see. Everything we do is about evidence. We'll wait and see what the research brings back, but you suspect at this point we might be here in 6 months saying it's a double whammy.
A double whammy indeed. For more information on this story, you can visit our website www.dgchamber.co.uk, and we'll keep you up to date on this as it develops. For DG Chamber, I'm Lee Med.